Hey, what's going on? It's Mike, and today I've got a fun project that I've been trying to do for a number of months now. Test this stuff out. It's fabric dye. I've got two things that I've been wanting to change the color on. This is my probably one of my oldest items that I own. It's an apron that I got probably 20 years ago. Sadly got thrown in the wash with some bleach. It's pretty beat up as it is. The threads are starting to pop out. You know, I could probably just buy a new one of these and call it a day, but I don't know. Something about having something for so long makes me want to try to hold on to it. And then second is this pair of Levi's jeans. These are from their skateboarding collection that they have discontinued. These ones are just super comfy and stretchy. But I'm not digging this acid wash 80s style look. So what I want to do is take this and just blast the jeans and this apron and see just how black I can get it. My guess, probably like a medium gray. I don't know if this stuff actually works. I kind of remember my mom saying that she never really had a lot of success with it before. So I've always stayed away from it, but you know, we're stuck at home now, and actually the price of this stuff's gone through the roof. So I think that a lot of other people have got the same idea that I do. We've got to get some things together. I've got a big bucket right here. I'm gonna fill this with scalding hot water, cup of salt. We've got our dye, a little bit of dish soap. Throw it in here, mix it up, spend an hour stirring this thing, and then take it out and rinse it, and hopefully you don't wreck your rest of your clothes in the wash from if it bleeds. That's the other thing. Fingers crossed that it doesn't bleed. So let's see what happens. So the first step of the process, you got to get your items wet, not soaking wet, not like dripping wet, just damp. They're not perfectly wet. Toss them around a little bit. Okay, the next thing, we've got boiling water. I've got this big pot right here, and I've got this one over here. So I got double things of hot water, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw that cup of salt in, and I guess that's a key part of this process. And now while that is, the salt's dissolving in there, back here, fill this with the hottest water that we can get. By the way, the next step is to shake it up really good. That I'm shaking up right now. I think it's gonna get stained. But this is just a beach tub, so if it does, no biggie. It's nothing important. You're gonna make sure to wear your gloves for this too, because you're gonna get your skin stained if you don't. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this black dye is all about. It's pretty black. Just a little bit. I'm gonna use this as my mixing stick. I'm gonna throw these clothes in here, and then we're gonna just let it go for like half an hour, long time, and then we'll pull it out. They said it's gonna be darker when we pull it out than it will be once it dries, but we'll start with that. Apron, going in. Jeans. And I don't know if I'm supposed to do two things at once. It might be too much for the dye, too much fabric, but I think if I stir it enough, it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna take this off of the bucket too, because I don't want it to accidentally tip over and dump all over the garage floor. Hey Siri, set 30-minute timer. I know I just put this in like 5 minutes ago, but it's already so black looking. And again, it's gonna be lighter when it comes out, when it dries, but this is seriously black. One of the other things that I'm really curious about is the other parts of the clothes that are not black or weren't black. The pockets were red, the tags, the inside, that label on the back, you know, on the knee jeans right above your butt. Is that gonna turn black? Probably will, right? And then on that apron, it's got a little logo on the chest right there, and that was red. Is it gonna turn black? It might depend on the material that it's made out of. If it's a synthetic, it might not take the dye as much. I think the apron is probably totally 100% cotton. The jeans are 65% cotton, and then a blend of other stuff. As I was saying a second ago, wondering about those pockets that were red. That's not red right now. That's a pretty dark maroon, and that label is also getting a little bit of a stain, but not as, it's still legible. Well, here's one other thing that you should be thinking about. Right here, I've gotten some splashes on my shirt, and this isn't a shirt I wear a lot, but it's not a throwaway shirt. These jeans, I wouldn't mind if they got dirty because they're beat up, but this shirt, all right. So I just got a stain on it. Maybe I'll try to rinse that out real quick. And something I haven't thought about is, what do I do with that bucket full of dye? Do I just dump that down the drain? I don't think I have a choice. It's kind of hard to imagine that it's the greatest stuff in the world for our waterways. Timer's done. Let's take a look. All right, first the jeans. These look very, very black. Honestly, I wouldn't know that it was the same pair of pants. And then second, the apron. Apron is also super black. That embroidered logo that was bright red is now a dark black that matches the rest of this. As far as those bleach stains go, at this point I don't see anything. So let's go take these inside and rinse them, and then we have to dry them, wash them and dry them. The color is coming out, which is to be expected as we rinse it. That's that raw dye. So this is the stuff that I'm afraid of when you wash your clothes, and that it could get into the rest of the wash and just stain everything into a dark color, or you know, a red dye. It would turn everything pink, because this is just coming out now. They sell a product that you're supposed to use afterwards. It's a color set rinse. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna chance this and see what happens. But I might wash these a few times before I put anything else in with them to just make sure that all this dye comes out. Because that's a lot of dye coming out. Look how black this is. That's just the rinse. As this dye starts to get a little more diluted, it looks purple. Like the light, very light coloration of it becomes a purplish color. I always think of blacks as having different foundations, like a red or a blue or brown. And this is like a purple foundation black. Let's try plugging up the sink again. Still super dark. This is taking a long time. I'd switch back to the apron, and it's starting to get cleaned out. The water's starting to run a little more clear. Except for when I do a nice big squeeze like this. Ready? Squeeze! And that's so much better than it was right when we pulled this out of the dye, so it's getting there. But if you come over here and look at this, the grout on the sink tiles is now a little bit miscolored. There's definitely some coloration going on there, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean that. Maybe one of those magic erasers will do it. It looks to me like these clothes have they've rinsed as much as I really feel like doing them. It's taking a long time, lot of rinsing, a lot of water as well. So the next thing I need to do is put them into the washing machine with some mild detergent and an old towel. This is one we don't really care about. And we let it wash, and then I guess I just put it in the dryer. I did want to mention one other thing that I've discovered, which I had some gloves on. The dye still got in and around, and you can see here that it, even with wearing the gloves, I still got my hands got stained. So we'll see how long that takes to get out as well. Just another note: if you're doing this, wear the longer gloves. That go all the way up to your elbows, maybe. Okay, let's get this into the washing machine. There's the jeans, apron, towel. I've been using the matching hand cloth to wipe everything up. There's a lot of drips that come all over the place. Well, let's just go ahead and throw this in here too. Got some more stuff to wipe down over here. We don't need too much. Wash in warm water with mild detergent with an old towel. So, power, normal. That's like the simplest one here. Turn this to warm. We'll do normal. I guess it's normal. Everything's normal. Let's go. See you in 51 minutes. So one more thing, while this is washing down here, I'm gonna take that bucket of dye. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. It doesn't say that on the instructions, but I'm gonna just dump it down the same utility sink that I've been doing everything else in. It's less stained than I expected it was gonna be. I think that's just gonna rinse right out. Wait for that 1 to turn to a 0 and for the door unlock to happen. There it is. Now, again, it's still damp. It's much blacker. I can see a little bit of the bleach. You know what I shouldn't have done? I shouldn't have dumped out all that dye. What if I wanted to use it some more? Oh, that was silly of me. Anyways, okay, so this is a lot better. It's not perfect. Well, we'll see when it's dry, out of the dryer. Jeans. This is kind of a, right now, it's not as black. Look at the difference between the black, that's the apron. Here's the jeans, kind of a gray. Apron, jeans. Much more uniform color. Okay, again, gotta see them when they come out of the dryer. Put on low. 40 minutes. See you in 40. Dryer's done. Let's check this out. Here we go. Jeans are looking very nice. When these were in that mix, it was so black looking, it was like coal. And I actually kind of got a little nervous that if it came out that black, it'd look really weird. This doesn't have that acid wash look now, which was my intention. You can still see, especially down here, you can see some of the color gradient. So I'm curious, as I wear these, if they will fade back into that sort of acid wash look. But right now, I think these look fantastic. I was saying before, I can't wait to wear them. It looks like a brand new set of jeans, so that's cool. Also, check this out. Remember the pockets? They came back. They're that dark red again. That red tag on the back, that came back. So it really washed out a lot, the dye. It comes out quite a bit. Hopefully it doesn't come out more as I wash my clothes in the future, and meaning in the wash, and then stains all of my clothes. And then the last one is that apron. And this apron is the reason that I decided to try dyeing things overall, because of that the bleach spots. Well, it's not perfect. Way better than it was before. I could wear this and probably get away with it. But it doesn't look like it really filled in those gaps. According to the website, the RIT Dye website, it says that when something gets bleached, it actually changes some of the material properties of the fabric, and that it's really hard to dye a bleached area and get a really consistent color. They say if once something gets bleached, just try to bleach it entirely, strip all the color out, then try to dye it so it'll be uniform. So this, well, you know, also just because we talked about it before, that red logo on the top that came back. Again, the jeans versus the apron, a very big color difference. Much grayer than I was expecting, but not in a bad way. And much blacker than it was before, but still with those bleach blacks. Overall, I've been thinking about this and how I feel about if this is something that felt like it was worth the effort, and I don't think it was. I think that for a 20-year-old apron and a nice pair of jeans, but they really only cost me 20 bucks, that this took a long time to do. The dye job took a very long time. I've spent hours today working on this. You have to be very present with it, and you're constantly stirring, and then you have to do the rinsing. The rinsing took longer than the stirring of the fabric, and just so much water. Just so much water usage. Just thinking about how much water went down my drain while I did that is a little disappointing. The sink got very dirty. It's pretty stained. We'll see if that comes out. The tile got stained. You got the grout marks in there are now bluish. My hands got stained. Even wearing gloves, some coloration in there. And then there's this uncertainty of if they're going to bleed into the laundry the next time I wash clothes. They might. I might ruin stuff. I wouldn't do this in a kitchen. I wouldn't do this inside of any normal part of a house. Even in my garage, I was uncomfortable. And then, the dye price itself. It used to be $2.99, but now you can't get it for less than $8 or $9, $10. If you're looking on Amazon, it's sold out in the craft stores. So factor that into. I'll just buy some new pants next time. I'll buy a new apron next time. I am going to enjoy wearing these pants because they look a lot better than they did before, and they are very comfortable. And you can't get the Levi's skateboarding pants anymore. So I'm happy about that. I'm gonna throw these on and give a little spin around as a goodbye. But otherwise, good luck if you try to do this. Just wear those tall gloves, get the tallest ones you can get, and a lot of wipe up rags, and just try to be somewhere where you aren't gonna stain anything. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again. They're stretchy. That's why I like them. Stretch. Stretch. Karate kick. Oh, I pulled a leg.